Good morning everybody, welcome to the latest edition of Fortuna News. Well, we've got an interesting weekend of racing coming up with 4 runners. Of most interest, on Friday at Timaru is highly likely our 5-year-old gelding by High Chaparral making his debut over the hurdles. This is a first for Fortuna runners. In all our years of syndication we've never yet had a hurdles runner. But it's happening this Friday with highly likely. A 4-time winner on the flat. He has shown a lot of ability, even though at times his temperament hasn't always been perfect, but he does show a natural aptitude for jumping. So he gets a crack in the maiden hurdles. Race 1 at Timaru on Friday, 10:58 AM is the time, over 3,000 metres, and Aaron Kuru is to ride. Bit hard to assess how he's going to go. He is a very nice jumper, but he does come up against a field of other horses that have already had attempts over the jumps, although it is a maiden hurdle race. Anyway, we wish the Connections all the best for this debut hurdles run. Another interesting runner in Malaysia on Saturday is Butch Cassidy, our 3-year-old gelding by Darcy Brahma, who's having his 3rd race day start in Malaysia. He didn't do much on his first attempt, but in his second attempt he ran home very strongly for 4th in what was quite a good field. This time on his home track in Penang he races in a maiden field, and we're looking to see if he can improve on his last start effort. His work's been very good, and so we'll just wait and see. Looking ahead to Singapore on Sunday night, 2 good runners in very good form. Ready Fortune, who never runs a bad race, is in a Class 5 1700 metre event, race 5. Manuel Nunes, the leading jockey in Singapore, takes the ride. Ready Fortune, or Basil as we call him, is in a dangerous place in the weights, and he is a form runner and we are expecting a very good run. Race 6 sees our very good horse in Singapore, Eaton's Gold, have a crack at winning his 8th race in Singapore. He's won 7 already. He's in an open benchmark 67 race. He is the top weight with 57 kilograms, but we take 3 kilograms off his back with an apprentice rider, CK Ing, who incidentally rode Eaton when he had his last win back in February. And he's got a very good barrier draw over the 1100 metre trip, barrier 3, and so we are expecting a bold run there as well. Talking of Singapore, a couple of weekends ago there was 2 big races in Singapore, the Oz Golden Horseshoe event for 2-year-olds. What a great result it was for New Zealand bred horses with the first 4 home. This was a $325,000 race, and the first 4 home were all New Zealand breds, including Mark Walker's Darcy Brahma 2-year-old Distinctive Darcy, who ran 4th. Roll ahead to the Sunday evening, and the Singapore Derby was held over 2,000 metres for 4-year-olds, and again it was a fantastic result for the New Zealand breds with the first 4 home, including Mark's horse Rockfast running 3rd. The New Zealand bred horses internationally just have a great record, as we know, and in Singapore they're really going very well at the present time. Looking ahead a little bit further, we have our first set of trials for the spring at Te Teko on Tuesday, August the 2nd, and Fortuna is looking like it will have 4 horses trialling that day, including a very interesting filly, the 2-year-old that we have nicknamed Venus, by Burgundy out of Breezed. This filly is really raising eyebrows at the track with her natural speed. She's done extremely well in a couple of jump outs she's had already. She's having another jump out this week, and she is Singapore bound. We're aiming her at the 2017 edition of that 2-year-old series that I mentioned before. Still a few shares left, 3,200 for a 5% share, so if you're keen to get involved in a really speedy filly, please let us know. That's it for this week. All the best to the Connections for the runners we've got over the weekend. and roll on highly likely in his hurdle debut on Friday.